on the annual traditional Prez's Pocket Present podcast. We are day 13, week 2, heading into week 3 of the COFL. Things are finally taking shape. We're almost to the point where we're going to be separating the men from the boys from the men, and the girls from the girls, and all that good stuff. Going to go over a bunch of things, stats, standings, playoff picture, primetime games next week, big time matchups next week. Pretty much all that. And as usual, if you got any questions, ask, type them on the either on the YouTube channel or in the group me, whatever's easiest for you. It's not about me, it's about you. One thing that someone said, in fact, it was, nah, Kanzi, you're good. I'm actually going to talk. Hold on a second. My volume is so loud. You know, Kanzi, I'm not going to talk too bad about you. You're 4-0. You haven't annoyed me too much yet. I'm actually looking forward to our game next week. I think we play next week. No, I think we're week 4. No, yeah, we're week 4. Monday night, or I think COFL Night in America, something like that. Anyways, first things first, we'll go over the week that was. What happened this week? Hirsch forgot to get JT's stats. Yeah, week 4, you're right. Well, what happened this week? Let me look here. Let me see. First of all, go over real quick Kareem Hunt stats before I go to what happened this week. Kareem Hunt has, in 2 games, he's played 6 games total, and he has 1,200 yards, but in 2 of those games, 2 games combined, he has 800 yards. In fact, it is 799 yards, but we're going to round up and say 800 yards. That's ridiculous. Tennessee and Nate, you guys should be embarrassed, because other than that, he's only had 2 games of over 100 yards. So, thanks, douchebags. Alright, so week that was, right now, we'll go with the playoff picture in the AFC. Miami 4-0. Miami, I think they're going to stay on that course. They still have Buffalo to play. They'll beat Nate. They'll beat Sean John. So after these first 2 weeks, they're going to be 6-0. They play Nate again. They'll be 7-0. I think he's going to lose to Jake next time, 7-1. He'll beat AK, 8-1. Beat Jim again, 9-1. Beats JT, 10-1. Beats Arizona, 11-1. I wish I could say I'd beat him, but I don't know if I will. 11-1. Him versus D. Rob in the 5th week's going to be an awesome game. Miami's going 15-1, 14-2. That defense that they had, it's not even really fair with Sue, Timmons. Hold on, let me pull it up. Yeah, Lawrence, they got Malaluga, William Hayes was on the Rams, Cameron Wake, Sue, Timmons, Kiko Alonso. Oh my God. Didn't he have last pick? Unbelievable. Wow, yeah, so I'm banking on them just kind of keeping pace with what they're doing, being the 1 seed, staying course. It's going to be them and Kansas City for the 1 or 2 seed. Jake's going to do what he does. I think Jake's going to stumble a little bit more. I think I said it last week too. I think Jake's still going to go 12-4, but right now I think Miami's the team to beat. Jags, Broncos out of nowhere. Raiders, ZZ will do his 9-7 thing. Chargers, Bengals. AFC's up for grabs. You guys got to play more games, and then we'll talk more about you. Teams that won't do anything. I don't know, man, because you got Miami, Kansas City, Jacksonville. That's 3. Denver looks like they could be trouble. That's 4. ZZ, he'll hang around. Chargers, that's 6 teams right there. Johnny Boy was Cincinnati 7. Keller, he could do something. 8. AK 9. So 10 out of the 14 teams, it almost seems like, could make the playoffs. A lot of it depends on who they play. And that's why, you know, I always talk about going back to the schedule. That's why I like to create the schedules the way that it gives everyone a chance, it gives everyone a shot. And making the playoffs makes it more fun, makes it more, I guess, somewhat realistic and parity. Sticking with the AFC, we'll go over some stats. Rushing leaders, Kareem Hunt, 1,200 yards. That's ridiculous. Fournette and Murray. Murray, 5 games. 1 game he had 200 yards. He won't keep that up. Fournette, 75, 6'12", 8.2 yards a carry. That's pretty solid. Jay Ajayi, a lot of fumbles. I don't know what to do with this little goblin, but man, I really like this Dolphins team. I wanted to draft them, but I went with the Rams because I had Gurley in that defense. But they're a team that I'd like to be, you know, next season or in the future with that defense, man. You don't even need to do anything with the offense. Just don't turn the ball over and let the defense do its thing. They're kind of similar to the Rams, so guys, I think you'd be a perfect Ram fit. What else? C.J. Anderson, receivers. There's like no receiving stats anymore. I think as the Madden goes on with the patches, you'll see that change. But as of now, I mean, leading receiver is like, I think I am the leading receiver in the NFC with 18 receptions with Todd Gurley. This Le'Veon Bell is 15. It's hard to throw a ball over 20 yards in this game right now. We'll go to defensive leaders. Tackles, who cares? Tackles for a loss, 10 and 10, both Chiefs, sacks. Lawrence Timmons. Man, Timmons and Wake, that's 12 right there. 12 sacks in 4 games between 2 guys. Interceptions. Sorensen, Peters for the Chiefs. That's 8 interceptions between 2 guys right there in 5 games. Alright, we're going to go to the NFC real quick. I'm just going to kind of mix match until I find my groove right now. NFC is an absolute dogfight. New Orleans Saints 4-1, Minnesota 3-1. Those teams will stay on course. Me, I'm 5-2. I'll probably end up doing my thing, going 10-6, 9-7. Nothing better, nothing worse than that. JT 4-2. Ricky is surprising 4-2 with Green Bay. This new guy, Atlanta, Rover, Will, whatever his name is, he's 2-1. Who knows? He hasn't played enough games, so. But he could still make the playoffs. I'm not gonna. His schedule is easy enough where he can make the playoffs. That's what does it. Carolina 3-3. Let's look at Carolina right now, real quick, and we'll get back to everyone. They're 3-3 and they're struggling. I love their offense. I love that triple-headed monster running attack, but I don't know if that's going to get you in the playoffs. With that schedule you have, you're going to have to get more offense because it's just not. It's cool. It's fun. It's got that college gimmick, and I love it. I love talking about it, but you're going to have to evolve with it more or change it up because it's not working. Let's look at your schedule. You're 3-3. You have Arizona next week. You beat Arizona in week 1. I believe that was COFL Night in America. I don't know, man. That's a game. That's a toss-up because Fitty's struggling. We'll go over his schedule next. Detroit. That's another toss-up. I don't know who wins that game. Washington. Hirsch's going to turn it around. You got Nate. You got Jake. Man, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 5 games in a row that you could either win or you could either lose. Let's just say you go 3-2 just because I'm being a nice guy. Alright, so you're going to be 6-5. And then you got Tampa Bay. You'll win 7-5. AK, I think you'll win, but you could lose that. We'll say you win. Alright, so that's 8-5. Cons, you're not going to beat 8-6. JMCC, shit, you could lose that, but you could win. You could go 9-7, 10-6. You're going to have to go 10-6 to make the playoffs. I don't think 9-7. I don't know, man. It's hard to say right now. Alright, DB, 3-3. He was 1-3. He's won 2 in a row. He's another guy, man. So you got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I thought Hirsch was 1-5. He's 2-4. Interesting. You got 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 teams right now that are fighting for the playoffs. Hirsch is in there, so that's 10. The rest of the teams, I don't know, man. You gotta show me something. Dallas is 0-7. 48 points. Let's look at that. I got all his stats updated. We're going to look at his stats and figure out why. Oh, jeez, because he's only ran Ezekiel Elliott 66 times in 7 games. I'm no mathematician, but that's just above 9 carries a game. That's insane. Man, the things I would do with Zeke, and I mean that in the most gentle, kind way. He would have, in 7 games with me, he'd have 300 carries already, easily. I would not even throw with Dak. Alright. Let me go over, who did I like? Oh yeah, Arizona. The defending runner-up NFC champions. So I think Fitty's getting taken down a level here. He was Atlanta last season. Ran the table, didn't run the table, but went 15-1. Rolled his way in the NFC playoffs. Rolled me. Forgot who he played after that, but he rolled them. Right now he's 2-3. He's lost 3 in a row. He's got Van Smack. He'll beat him. He'll be 3-3. Next week he's got Carolina, Detroit, and me. Oh, that's awesome. That is an awesome schedule right there. I love that right there. That's awesome. So he's got Clemson, JT, and me. I don't know, man. I see him going 1-2. I'm coming after him. I remember that. I remember that playoff loss last year. He dove in the end zone on me, up like 44-20 or something like that. I have not forgotten that. Then he's got Nate, he's got Jake, he's got Cons, he's got AK, then he's got Hirsch, then he's got DB, then he's got Alistair. He might not even make the play. I remember I said it a week ago. He's not going to make the playoffs. But I'm going to say it again. He's going to go 6-10, 7-9 with this schedule. Woo, that is brutal. That is brutal. If anyone's listening, if you want me to go over your schedule and predict what you're going to go, who you're going to do, if you're going to get laid this weekend, if you're going to meet a transvestite and think it's a girl, but it ends up being a guy, let me know. I'll talk about it. I got a lot of things to say. Let's go over who hasn't played any games and who's about to get booted, because Robin sent me a message saying that she's ready. Sheed sent me a message saying that he's ready. Nate, you're next, buddy. You better have five games in by Monday. Alright, or else I'm coming for you. Hashtag fire Nate. Other than that, Johnny boy, yeah, you gotta step it up. I'm gonna give you the weekend thing. I understand we all got lives, we all got things we gotta do.
The Sports Fuel Company.
Well, Denver's new. Let's go to the NFC. Seattle, Page, still good. B-Dukes, you're good. Van Smack, you're good. It looks like everyone's good except Nate. Kaz, if you're still listening, you're going to Bama, Tennessee this weekend? That's awesome. I'm jealous. I've always wanted to go to an SEC football game. I'm in the Midwest, so I always end up going to Notre Dame, Northwestern, Wisconsin, Big Ten games, something like that. I can only imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like. I think Tennessee is going to play a little bit tougher than most think. They're 36-point underdogs. I think they're not going to win. There's no chance. But I'm not even going to say they're going to hang around, but I think they're only going to score 1 touchdown, but they're only going to give up 4 touchdowns. So I think they're going to lose like 34-7 or something like that. Their defense is good enough to slow Alabama's machine down. Butch Jones, he's on the hot seat, so he's going to not need to lose by 75 in this game. Anyways, back to the COFL. I love talking college football, so I went back to it. So the week that was, they're going to rifle through some games and see what happened this week, and let's see here. So, we'll go over, how about the COFL Night in America game, me versus Clemson. I won 17-10, not to toot my own horn or anything. But going back to what I said, Clemson, I think actually, I don't know if we play again, but you're going to have to evolve that offense and do something with it, because your defense is on point. You don't have to worry about that, but when you go against someone like me, JT, you're going to struggle, and you're going to struggle to score points. So just trying to help you out. But that was a great game, man. We battled. That was a playoff atmosphere game. What other good games were there? Carolina, Philly, another 17-10 game. Another game where Carolina only had 1 touchdown. The game came down to the end where Philadelphia literally ran out of time. I think they got down to like the 10-yard line and no huddled, and couldn't snap the ball, and that's how they lost. But DB's he's 3-3. Let's look at DB real quick. He's a team that's in the playoff race at 3-3. In his schedule, I think he's got some games that are winnable. Pittsburgh, he'll beat you 4-3. B Dukes. B Dukes is 1-2, and B Dukes he needs to win a couple games to get back in the race. But I'm gonna give that one to DB, 5-3. He'll lose the DB will be 5-5 after week 3. He'll lose to D-Rob, 5-6. Him versus Atlanta. His key games that he has to win are Atlanta, Seattle, and Dallas. Alright, he needs those wins. And then he's got to surprise the Chargers. Damn, DB, so you're 3-3 right now. You're going to have to win 7 out of your last 10 games to make the playoffs. To guarantee a playoff spot. Possibly 6 out of your last 9. Alright, going back to the schedules and games this week in the NFC. I get off track a lot, so sometimes you guys might need to put me back on track. The week that was. Detroit versus Washington. 52-13. J-Train put Washington. He took him out to the woodshed, bent him over, and made him like it. And he made him scream a little bit too. That was a butt whooping. But then you know what? Hirsch comes back, answers, takes down the defending NFC champions, Arizona, 28-7. That was all. I did not see that coming. I thought Hirsch was going to be 1-5 after that. But now he's 2-4 and he's back in the race. Speaking of Hirsch, let's go back. Let's look at Hirsch's schedule real quick. I told you I get off track a lot. I'm going to go through these games each week. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go through the games of the week, talk about them, and then I might end up going to one of those team schedules and seeing what they have to do to make the playoffs. Alright, so if I get off track, I apologize, but alright, so right now, Hirsch, the MILF Hunter, is 2-4. Next week, he has Carolina, Seattle, and New Orleans. I think he's going to beat Seattle. He'll be 3-4. I think he's going to win one of those games against New Orleans or Carolina. So he'll be 4-5 after week 3. Then you go into week 4. Oh man, he gets run through the ringer. Week 4, he's got Johnny Boy, Denver. The new guy looks pretty good. And then he's got JT. He wants redemption on JT. I think he's going to go 1-2 in that stretch. So I said he's 4-5, so he'll be 5-7. So heading into the last week, he has Nate, D-Rob, Ricky, and Arizona. Yeah, that's tough, man. You're going 7-9. Sorry, bud. Sorry about that. 52-13 with a shellacking. Another surprising. Not so much that he won, but the way that the game went, and the way the score ended up was Minnesota JMCC. I was impressed. He's back. He started off 0-1. Alistair kind of took him. Alistair's New Orleans, for those who don't know. He kind of beat him up a little bit, but now Minnesota's won 3 in a row. Latavius Murray, 18 carries, 156 yards. Bradford, 6 of 7, 100 yards. I mean, that's perfect football. When you play perfect football, you're going to win. That's obvious. We'll go to Minnesota right now and take a look at their schedule. So right now they're 3-1. I believe they're the 2 seed. Let me take a look. Yeah, Minnesota's a 2 seed right now, 3-1. They got Tampa Bay and New Orleans still left to wrap up. Man, that New Orleans game, whenever it gets played, is going to be good. Oh, we got a message. Someone's talking. What'd I miss? I talked about you already, DB. You got to go back and rewind the tape. All right? JMCC. So I think Van Smack is good, but he's going to struggle with Tampa Bay. I just don't think he's played enough games with them, and I tell everybody they're throwing the ball way too much, but I don't mind throwing the ball, but you can't throw the ball over. DB, you said it. You can't throw the ball over 20 yards in this game. The margin of error is so slim, and it's not even worth it. So until he figures that out, I think he's going to go like 4-12. So he will. Man, that game versus the New Orleans is going to be a great game. I hope I'm around to watch it. I don't know if I will be. I'm going to say JMC wins that. I'm going to say he gets his revenge and goes. He's going to be 5-1 heading into week 3. Then he's got DB. DB, you can win that game, but I don't think you will. Then he's got Atlanta. I'm interested to see how Atlanta is. That game against me, man, that was a slugfest. I didn't play well. I should have won that game. I mean, I'll give him credit. His defense, I couldn't really get anything going, but I missed a chip shot field goal. So did he, but I don't know. He beat me. It is what it is. Anyways, I'm over it. You know what? We'll go back to that game, and I'll talk to you about how I couldn't yell and scream because my wife was at the goddamn counter trying to fix the screen on her phone, and she was getting frustrated because I kept yelling and screaming. That's bullshit. Alright, sorry, back to Minnesota. So, I'm going to say you're 5-1 heading into week 3. You're on a roll. I'm going to say you're going to keep it going. You're going to beat DB. Think you're going to beat Atlanta. You'll be 7-1. You'll beat Van Smack again. You'll be 8-1. Then we go into week 4. You got Johnny Boy, Denver, the Chargers, Tennessee. Damn. I'm going to say that's 4 games. I'm going to say you're 12-2 after that. I'm going to say you're 11-2. Can't do math. And then you get B Dukes, Detroit, and Carolina. Man, you know what? I'm going to tell you this right now, GMCC. You're getting the schedule of all schedules next year. All right, this is 2 seasons in a row that you've done well. You are no longer under the radar. You are on the radar. All right, you are a dead man next year. Okay, you are getting everyone that's good twice, and you're getting everyone that's even better once, or maybe it's the other way around. Whatever. I think Minnesota's going to end up going 13-3, 12-4, and he's good enough to do it. All right, let's go back to week 1. We'll get some scores. Man, that Washington-Arizona score completely shocked me. That dude Fitty, he's on the struggle bus right now, and he is sitting shotgun. I don't know what's going on in Arizona. I mean, Minnesota beat him 27-0, so that's the last 2 games. Fitty has been outscored 55-7. Well, let's look at Fitty. Let's look at his losses and see what's going on here. So in his 3 losses, he's been outscored 55 plus that, so 70-17. 70-17. So obviously something's going on with that offense. You don't have to be a genius to figure that out. Let's take a look at the last 2 losses. He lost 27-0 to Minnesota. Carson Palmer, 4 interceptions. That'll do it. He only ran the ball 7 times, and he had -5 yards rushing. Jesus. Let's go to the Washington game. Carson Palmer, another 4 interceptions. There you go. So that's 8 interceptions in his last 2 losses. Let's look at his loss against Carolina. Palmer, 1 interception. That was just a tough loss. Nothing to go about that. So, alright, let's take a look at Arizona's schedule and see how he's going to end up. Man. So he's 2-3 right now. He's got Van Smack. I gave you a tough schedule because it feels like everyone who's good still has you left to play for the rest of the week or 2, and I have them beating you every time. I'm sorry, buddy. So you're 2-3. Then you have Carolina, to JT, then me. That's tough, man. Then you got Nate, you got Jake, you got Cons, then you got AK, then you got Hirsch, then you got DB, then you got Alistair. I already went over this. My bad. You're going 7-9. You're not making the playoffs. Sorry, bud. No need to talk about you anymore. Who else? So, B Dukes. I beat you. Let's take a look at B Dukes. B Dukes, I'm waiting for you to get back on track. You know? I wish. I don't know what's going on. Hold on, my wife's texting me. I gotta text back. Alright, sorry guys. Alright. So I got some personal information that I will reveal at the end of this podcast. It's huge news. Crazy news. My life is about to change. The world is about to be a better place because of me. Alright, I'll tell you guys about that at the very end of the podcast. Nothing is set in stone. But there's a lot going on, and I'll tell you, it's exciting stuff. Anyways, alright, we got 7 people watching. If you guys got questions, I got answers. Talk to me. I'm here for you. Alright? Ask anything you want, and I'll talk to you. Alright, it could be about life. It could be about the trainee that ZZ's going to get all blackout drunk and end up hooking up with this weekend. And not tell anybody about except us. Or it could be the hooker that Cons gets when he goes to Alabama. I want Cons and Jim to hook up and take a selfie at a bar together. How awesome would that be? That would be amazing. Can we make that happen? I don't know if either of you are listening, but if you guys can make that happen. Jim drives to Tuscaloosa. And, alright, enough of that. Alright, so, B-Dukes, you are 1-2, and honestly, B-Dukes, I see you going 6-10, 7-9. You're better than you are. Bruce Jenner. Don't even get me started on Caitlyn. She won, what, Man of the Year or some shit? Whatever. Yeah, B-Dukes, I'm sorry, man. You know what? You should be better. I don't know how you're not better. I don't know if you're taking bong hits before the game and you're just spacing out, but you should be playing better. All right. I don't know what else to say. Alright, what other good games were there in the NFC? So 28-0 Detroit beat Philly. DB, I was too late. I couldn't watch the game. Alright, we're about to move over to the AFC. Yeah. So I'm going to go over AFC games, and then after that, we're going to go back and we're going to look at one last time playoff picture and kind of see what playoff matchups would be and awesome and how awesome they would be and all that good stuff and yada, 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 yada. Alright. So, AFC, we had Miami beat Pittsburgh, Miami beat New England, Vafangul. What's your record? You're listening? I'll talk about you. What's your record? 1-3. Let's look at some Vafangul stats and see why he has 1-3. Let me guess, Tom Brady's thrown about 12 interceptions, and you have like 2 touchdown passes. 9 interceptions, 2 touchdown passes. Let's take a look at Vafangul's rushing. Let's see. Let's see where he has gone wrong. Let's see where he has gone wrong. Where the hell is it? There. Alright. Deion Lewis averaging 7.9 yards a carry. James White. I don't know what's going on, Va. Let me see. Who have you played? Jim. Pup Daddy, you should beat him. Sean John, you should beat him. Konzi, you're not going to beat. Come on, buddy. You should be at least 2-2. You got Keller and you got AK. You can beat Keller. I don't know if you're going to beat AK. You got Pup Daddy again. You have to beat him. You have to beat Pittsburgh. You have to beat Tennessee. So next week is huge for you. If you go 3-0, you're right back in the mix. All right, but you have to win those 3 games. I'm not going to lie to you. Then you got Baltimore. You got Dallas. You got B-Duke, Chicago. You got Seattle. Then you got Jake, TZ. Oh, man, you got winnable games. You can go 9-7 and sneak in the playoffs. All right? All right, back to everyone else. Not all about you, Vafangul. Hi, Zan. Don't ever let a day go by, huh? All right. How about Oakland versus Kansas City? ZZ making a statement game. I loved it. I was at work watching that game. I loved it. ZZ. He gave me some hope. I think he gave himself some hope. All right, you know, as much as I love a ZZ mental breakdown during a game, I think he's turned a corner here. I think he's gonna make a playoff run here, man. I'm pretty excited to see it. Although it could go completely south and he may end up quitting the league and quitting his job and becoming a Mormon and just going down a dark path. Nothing wrong with being a Mormon. I know we have a couple of Mormons in the group. I don't know why I said that, but ZZ, you are 2-2, and you could easily be 4-0, but you're not. Deal with it. You know what? I think you got Atlanta and Cincinnati. I think you're going to split those games. So you're going to be 3-3. You got Keller again. You're going to beat Keller. You're going to beat Dallas. You're going to beat B-Dukes. You're going to be 6-3. You're going to be 6-3. You're going to win the next 3 games on week 3. So you're going to be 6-3. I like that. Then you got Cincinnati, Pup Daddy, Jake again. You're not going to beat Jake. You'll beat Pup. You're going to go 1-2, so you'll be 7-6. Then you got Nasty Nate. That's a loss, 7-7. You got the Chargers. Cod. Go 9-7. You could go 10-6, but you're going to go 9-7 unless you upset somebody. 9-7 could get you in the playoffs in the AFC. The AFC I don't think is as strong as the NFC. I just think that, you know, the AFC has good teams. I'm not saying that, but I think the NFC has more good teams. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not even going to talk about the Kansas City-Tennessee game. Houston-Oakland. Good game. These disconnections are pissing me off. Pup Daddy hung with Jacksonville. What's Pup Daddy's record? This guy's a hard-working American. He puts in enough time for me to take time out of my day and go over his schedule and his stats. He's earned that. All right. I like what he's doing with Houston. He's 1-3, and he hasn't gotten destroyed. You know, he lost 13-3, 22-17. I mean, you got to beat Jim. Come on, buddy. 22-10. He could be 2-2. He's got Tennessee and he's got Denver. It doesn't look like he's going to beat Denver. He could beat Tennessee. I mean, Pup Daddy, you could be 1-5 right after this, but I think you're going to be 2-4. Vafangul, you beat him once, you can beat him twice, but I don't think you are. You got Jim again, you got Tennessee, you got ZZ, the Dukes, Dallas, Seattle. You got the schedule. Here's the thing: is the COFL right now is there's not an easy game. All right, I always go back to the schedules, but I have everyone matched up evenly. Where there's, for the most part, there's not an easy game, but which I love because a lot of these games are close. So Pup, you know, I still don't think you're gonna make the playoffs, but I think you're gonna go 6-10 and be respectable. Let me see what the wife said. Make sure she's not walking in on me talking to you guys. Hold on 1 second. Let me track her, see what's going on. I'm gonna scroll down. Jacksonville beat Buffalo. I hope Nate goes 0-16. I'm just kidding, Nate. Actually, I'm not. Chargers, Baltimore 21-14. Keller. See, here's the thing about the AFC. You got guys like Baltimore, Keller, Chargers and Big Daddy, ZZ in Oakland, Johnny Boy in Cincinnati. Those four right there, those guys are going to go like 10-6, 9-7. And then you have Miami, Kansas City. They're going to go 12-4, 15-1, something like that in that range. G-Rob is going to go 12-4, 11-5. Denver, I don't know, man. He's playing well enough. He could go 10-6, 11-5. That's a tie. You know what? I take it back. That's AFC is actually pretty tough, man. I don't know, man. Now you could get in the playoffs at 9-7. But I think, I don't know. I keep talking about it, but I have no idea. That's brutally tough. So let's just say if the playoffs ended now, what the matchups would be in the AFC. It'd be Jacksonville versus the Chargers. Great matchup. Denver versus Oakland. All right. I think right now I'm still going with Jake coming out of the AFC. Cons. I'm not going to say it could be your year, but you're due. And you know what? I wouldn't be mad at you if you won, because you've been to the playoffs, I think 5. So you've been to the playoffs 4 times. You've been to the COFL Bowl twice. You've been to the NFC Championship like 3 times, and you have nothing to show for it. So your new name is Marv Levy. Let's go to the NFC. You would have right now Rams versus Falcons, and you'd have Detroit versus Green Bay. Those are pretty good. New Orleans, Minnesota. Man, who's going to come out of the NFC? That's what I want to know. I mean, you got JT. He's done it. But can he do it with Detroit? I mean, JT, let's look at his schedule. He might not even make the playoffs. I'm just kidding. He's going to make the playoffs. He's going to find a way. He's going to cheat. That's what he does. He cheated to get his way to get the Lions. I mean, let's talk about that. He had the Giants. He says, you know what? I don't want the Giants. I want a better team. I'm going to take the Detroit Lions. I'm just kidding, JT. I'm just trying to get DB all fired up. But DB and JT worked something out. DB said, you know what, the only thing that would make me happy and would make it better for the league is if you have last pick next season. So no matter what, JT has last pick next season. So regardless of who gets penalized for what, JT will have the number 28 or 32nd pick. So you guys can all enjoy that next season when he's the Browns or whoever. Isn't that right, DB? I don't know if you're listening, but you can talk on it. Anyways, JT is 4-2 right now. He has Carolina. So I think he's going to go after week 3. He'll be 6-3. Then he's got Nate, Jake, and Cons and Hirsch. I think he splits those. So I think he's going to be 8-5. Then he's got Denver, me, and Minnesota. JT's going to go 10-6 and make the playoffs. And he's going to be a bitch to get out. You know, Ricky, he's 4-2 right now. Let's look at Ricky's schedule. Ricky's got the Rams. He ain't beating me. I'll tell you that right now. He'll be 4-3. He's going to beat Page, 5-3. I don't know, him versus Van Smack. That can go either way. I think he's going to lose. He'll be 5-4. Right? 4-2, 4-3. Yeah, 5-4. Him versus Keller. I think he's going to lose to Keller. 5-5, 6-5, 7-5, 7-6, 7-7. I think Ricky's going to go 8-8. So you got Ricky. Man, I think it's going to end up being New Orleans, Minnesota, Rams, Detroit, Carolina, and then that 6th seed is going to be either Green Bay, Atlanta, Philly, Arizona, Washington. Man, there's so many teams. I can't wait to see how the season progresses. It is going to be fun. Alright, we're going to look at games to look forward to next week. Give me 1 second. We're going to go to 10:23. Arizona, LA. That's a huge game. Carolina, Arizona, Detroit. Oh my God. Every game is big. You know what? I can't go over all these games because every single game is big right now because everyone is still in it. Everyone's still fighting. Everyone's in it except the Cowboys. They have been almost mathematically eliminated. What else? Let's go look at the primetime games next week. See what's what. See who's going to get flexed. I think I feel that flex coming on. Let me take a look here. Let me go to COFL sometimes. And once again, I love the COFL sometimes. It is the best thing that we have going on in the world right now. Literally the world. Literally the best thing we have going on in the world. Primetime. Let me see here. We have. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be in week 3 primetime games. They are Monday Night Football. It's Arizona versus me. Yeah, the Rams. That's awesome. Fitty, you and me, baby. You and me Monday night. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Hell yeah. Oh, that's a huge game. Man, if I win that, knock him down to 2-4. Who does he have left this week? He's got one more game. I hope he's 3. Man, if I knock him down to 3-4, shit. Game of the week? Ooh, Kansas City, Miami. Jake versus Kanzi. That is game of the week. 4-0 versus 5-1. Kanzi might as well be 6-0. That is awesome. I did a good job with it. COFL Night in America, Big Daddy versus D-Rob. That's a great matchup right there. Nice. I did a good job with these primetime games then. You got D-Rob at 4-1, and Chargers are 2-2, but who they got? They got Buffalo and the Bengals. They'll probably be 3-3. Still, it's a big game. Nice. Good job. Good job, Prez. Those are great matchups. I'm glad I'm playing Monday night. I don't need to flex any of those games. Buffalo, Carolina might get flexed next week for game of the week. I'll tell you that much. Alright, we'll go to that later. What else do I want to talk about? What else can I talk about? Who can I make fun of? Let's look at passing leaders. Let's see if anyone's doing anything in the passing game. Yeah, Jake. I think Jake's the only one. Alex Smith has 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions. You think he's the only one who has more touchdowns than interceptions? That might be the 2nd year in a row. You know what? I'm going to make fun of myself. If you guys can, go look at Jared Goff's stats. I have yet to throw a touchdown pass. I don't even know if I can. I don't even know if I can. I mean, I'm completing 74% of my passes, over 400 yards, but I have no touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Yeah, so I'm going to make fun of myself on that one. Dak Prescott, in 7 games, he's thrown 105 times. And he's only ran Zeke 65 times. Don't ask any of us why you're 0-7. Alright, no one feels bad for you. Alright? Start practicing being Dallas again next year because you're going to have #1 pick. Dak, 3, that's just, I can't. I want to throw out. Palmer, 3 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. 6. So I think to be a respectable quarterback, you got to be completing over 65% of your passes. If you're below 65%, you're not doing a good job. I mean, you look at the quarterbacks. You got 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, only 5 quarterbacks are completing over 65%. Interesting. Dak is 48%. 48% he's still throwing with him. We'll go to offensive leaders. Offensive rushing yards, I'm leading, but I've played the most games, so that's why. LeGarrette Blount, 57, 531. I like what you know what? I love what DB's doing in Philly. Bob Fanguli should take notes. DB, I'm rooting for you. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm rooting for you to make the playoffs. Alright? Latavius, the molester Murray, 423. Amir Abdullah. Damn, JT, 75 carries. You're only averaging 5 yards a carry, 379 yards. Interesting. Interesting. Let's go to receivers. God. Receiver is just like, this is hard. That's what she said. Let's go to defensive leaders. All right. Tackles. Tackles are cool and all, but whatever. Cameron Jordan. Oh, yeah, that's what we got to talk about. So, old boy Alistair, who's the Saints, it was brought to my attention that he ran the same defense. I want to say, let's just say he ran like 30 plays on defense. I think 25 of them were the same defensive play. And you know what? I understand. I'm with you guys on if you can't stop it, or if they can't stop it, why stop running it? I get it. Trust me, I get it. But this is a video game, and there's ways to abuse the system. Alright? But he's a good guy, and I told him, and he said, okay. He's like, I understand, I won't do it every play. Because I didn't tell him to stop running the play, I just said don't do it every single play. So, yeah, Cameron Jordan, right now he has 16 tackles, 14 tackles for a loss, 14 sacks. Alright? He had 9 sacks and 9 tackles for a loss in one game. And that was against Page, and I blame... That was against Page in the Seattle Seahawks, and I blame Jake for that. Jake, that's on you. You need to coach your sister up. Aaron Donald, 25 tackles, 11 tackles for a loss, and 6 sacks. That's pretty solid. I wish I could take credit for that, but that's all the computer. Because I'm usually the linebacker. Everson Griffin, 13, 8, and 5. Luke Kuechly, man. Going against Carolina, Luke Kuechly was literally hurdling over guys, shedding tackles, and hip sticking Todd Gurley. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable what he was doing. Let's go to interceptions, see who's leading the league. Shift to the AFC and go to NFC. 4, so it's 4 in both leagues. My guy, LaMarcus Joyner, Clinton Dix, they both have 4, and then Jake has 2 guys with 4. Forced fumbles? Doesn't seem like there's too many this year. 3. Thomas Davis, that's a lot. 3 in 6 games. 1. Not many defense. Well, are there many? It's still early, but there's not as many. To me, it doesn't seem like there's as many turnovers this season. I think that could obviously be because of the new patch, because of the new scheduling. That's a nice spin move by Spencer Ware. I don't know if you guys are watching this game, but so scheduling, the patch, I think everyone, this is the second season. We're more comfortable with the game, so people are more conservative. That's just my opinion. Forced fumbles. Yeah, there's not that many. I'm looking at the AFC right now. Fumble recoveries, 2 at the most. Yeah, it's just not. So yeah, it's just not that many. What else can I talk about? You guys got any questions? Anything? You guys got any questions about anything? Oh, did I spell presence wrong? My bad. Yeah, it does, JT. Why don't you do that? You know, let me tell you guys something. JT sent me a message saying, "Hey guys," or "Hey Prez, can I please switch from the Giants to Detroit? Can I please do that? I'll do, I'll help you with 5-minute highlights. I'll do stats. I'll do more logos. I'll do this. I'll do that." JT, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting, pal. You know what? We're all waiting. The whole league is waiting. We all need your help, JT. It's not about me. It's not about the rest of the league. It's all about you. We're all waiting for you. Alright? If everyone agrees with me, please tag JT and let him know that it's all about him. It's all about him and his emotions. Alright, we need him. Alright? Hold on, the wife is asking me a question. She says I'm not responding to any of her questions. Just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, whatever. Can we get a little bit closer this time? So yeah. Why was I going on a rant about JT? I forget. I don't know, I forget. Alright, well, I think I'm going to wrap this up and call it a day. That's about it. It was fun. It was real. And I look forward to week 3. Those primetime games are awesome. Let's finish up week 2 on a positive note. Get all your games in. And we'll go from there. Alright, guys. Stay motivated, stay dedicated. I'll talk to you.